We hit $70,000 in Bitcoin. Freaking A, man. So, hey, if you guys want daily updates, make sure you hit subscribe and like this video. It sure helps out a bunch. My other channel's quite a bit more popular, but hey, this one trying to help make you guys some money. And what happened? We had a major shakeout over on Friday, which was just incredible, where Bitcoin was just tanking. I had my Ethereum trade that I added 5 grand to, which is something that you never, ever do. But I'm now taking the 5 grand out because this giant wick didn't end up happening. But here, if I zoom in, okay, and we see what happened on Friday, we had this major fake out. This is the weekly. So let me get to the daily and I'll go over that. We don't really need the MACD as of right now. So, dun, dun, dun. And what's good on the MACD, since I have it open here, is we're getting that bullish crossover. Boom. Because last time we got a bullish crossover, we were under. This is on the daily. On the weekly, once we got that bullish crossover before, we were at 26,000. So now 26,000 to 70,000, 70,000 to 110 or more. That is what we're looking at. But here on the daily, okay, what happened on Friday? We had this massive red candle, okay, where we got up to 68,000. Everything was looking good. And then there was some FUD. There was FUD where we went down a total of 5%, which that FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, was just so big banks and big billionaires and whoever could buy Bitcoin cheaper. And it was all this Tether stuff, because Tether's always behind manipulation here. And so what I ended up doing on my Ethereum trade was I was getting close to getting stopped out, because this blue line was kind of getting stopped out. So I was getting nervous. So I added a few extra $1,000 onto that trade there. But we just hit $70,000 a few times. Okay. So if I go to the hourly, and let me get rid of the MACD because I already just talked about that. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. And these candles are sometimes, with the long wicks, can be seen as some top candles, because there is a lot of liquidations that is going to happen above this $69,000 range, especially the liquidations that are going to happen above the 73. So these guys are going to have an exponential growth upwards. And if we just draw this simple pattern, boom, 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 okay, we could say that that one was more of like an outlier fake out, and we are continuing the trend upwards. And looking more on the weekly, here's that falling wedge, which is the flag pattern, which is going to have this guy freaking shoot to the moon, 90 to 100 plus. Okay, so this guy, we can just turn this around and shoot this upwards, because truthfully, how we would measure this breakout is from the start of that flag. And I almost need to have a logarithmic chart here to see that growth. That is 115 right there on Bitcoin, which is exceptional. And so this is early 2025, where I suspect that we are going to see something over 100K, which is crazy. And I do think potentially by the election, yeah, no shit, by the election, seeing $80,000 Bitcoin. The election is, gosh, what is it? November 5th. It is in freaking 7 days. And if anybody that is pro money, they like Trump. If you're used to being broke as F, go with Kamala, where groceries have been 160% inflation, housing market, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we want to blame Trump for the inflation or whatnot, but because of what happened with COVID in the rest of the world, things just could have been better under his management. And crypto has been, he is the first guy that's going to be pro Bitcoin and actually buying it for the reserve of the country here in the treasury of the United States of America. And we want to keep the USD as the world currency, right? I know big Bitcoin guys say like, oh, we want Bitcoin to be it or whatnot. I don't really care, right? I am just an investor, a trader, and that's what I am. So Bitcoin, I do believe in it. I believe it's more digital gold than actually being the, gosh, everyday currency for something. It could be definitely a reserve asset. But if I go back to the charts right now, we are seeing some level of resistance and honestly, rejection from the 69. So anybody that is scared to be entering the market right now, yeah, you could kind of be scared. However, we are staying above this red line. This red line is very important. And dun, 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 dun. And honestly, anybody that is voting for Kamala, okay, anybody that is truthfully voting for Kamala doesn't like money, and they are just, it's a lack of education when it comes to, hey, the rich are stealing all the money and we have nothing. Well, under her administration, they're going to, I don't putting it into words, it's essentially giving the big guys the go ahead to keep you poor, to keep the middle class broke, right? Under Trump's administration, there's going to be tax cuts and tariffs to be held here in America, and prevention from monopolies gaining exposure, so that if you want to start a small business, you can. But I'm digressing here for just a bit. Going back to the little chart, okay? So we came back down to the scene of the crime. Yes, Lennox, thank you very much. I need 2 mics. So we broke out, and then we came back down to the scene of the crime, and now it is off to the races. I expect this month to be another green month. I expect this week to end up being another green week on this 44th week here. And I got to go down weekly, and we'll move over, and we are starting it up here on Monday. Thank God, everybody that had made it through the weekend. Good effing for you. Same thing on Ethereum. So Ethereum is doing a lackluster job of rebounding compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is rebounded from the 65 to over 70,000. And I guess maybe hypothetically, if I look at this with real numbers, that's a 6% gain. And if we look at what happened to Ethereum, we are pretty close to falling in par. It's just interesting that Ethereum is lacking, where you have Bitcoin making close to new all-time highs and Ethereum still stuck at 2,500 when it really should be more closer to 4,500. That's a $2,000 swing here. I don't know what the hell the market is thinking as far as the value and the fundamentals of Ethereum. And next time I might decide not to put a $150,000 trade in Ethereum because it's just sitting around being lackluster, and I'm upset about it. But just some simple technicals, not fundamentals. Okay. We are continuing to jump up. We have made, this is going into bullish territory as far as the RSI. We're over 50, right? I don't see any divergence. We have continued to make higher lows. Boom, boom, boom. This last one was a higher low. Up here, we're having a little bit of a hard time of a wall to hit here, but this is just making into a bigger ascending triangle, which this guy usually can break out. And this would be a price target of around the $3,800 to $3,500 range for Ethereum. And that's what I am betting on. That's really when I would like to get out of my position when it comes to Ethereum and triple the portfolio. But damn, it is just making things freaking difficult. If I look at Bitcoin, it's hard to bet against Bitcoin right now because, again, just simple TA. Okay, we've got a trending line. We've been hitting this trending line. We've been making higher lows. Here was a lower low from this guy, but then it bumped right back out. So this is kind of like a pin bar. It's a fake breakout, but we've broken above, and we are now getting out of this major flag pattern that is this guy for the last 200 or so days, 250 days. But there is so many liquidations of shorts up here, right? They want to keep the sucker down, and it's going to be too hard to keep down. We are moving upwards, trying to short this. Yeah, you might be lucky in the midterm for shorting at 69,000, but your only hope is to then buy that would be a pretty extravagant deal of the whole 52,000, right? That's what your best case scenario would be. But truthfully, what would probably happen is getting caught around the 65,000 again before we go up here. So again, my price targets are for Bitcoin almost around 80 grand once we're breaking out and we have above the 70,000. And I'm just looking to see if we are going to stay above here for the daily on Bitcoin. My big tell is, can this guy stay above 70,000 here in 31 minutes? That is going to be the telltale sign. This guy, if we retrace and this ends up looking like a spinning top, which would be something like this guy right here. No, I want the drawing tool, not this guy. Jesus, go away. Go away. The drawing tool. I love you too, baby. I love you too. We're going to go to the grocery store here in just a second. So this guy, this shooting star. So just zooming in so you guys can see it a little bit better. It's actually a spinning top. I'm sorry. It's not a shooting star. So this is a spinning top, and that is a good indication that things are going down. You know, usually look for these guys, and same thing on the 4 hour, seeing big spinning tops and also shooting stars that are at the top, right? You know, here was one that happened on the last one. That was a telltale sign that we were going down. We tried to catch back up, but if you would have just simply had your stop loss above, you would have made some decent money here. But on here on the 4 hour, this guy, is the 4 hour going to close here in 30 minutes too? Damn it. So this is not looking as good, you know, as I'm just sitting here, right? You know, I want to be super, super bullish that this is the time that we actually break through the ceiling here. But right now, it's not looking good. We would like to see this guy jump back above 70. So we've got a few $100s to go, and there's still possibility that'll happen. Okay. But if this doesn't happen, well, we'll probably get caught right around the $68,000 range, but it is looking like a reversal candle at the moment. The daily seems a little bit stronger than that as of right now, but we're getting close to a 20% wick here, which is going to make it difficult as well. So that is what I'm looking at. If I look at Ethereum here, Ethereum is not looking as strong on the daily. On the 4 hourly is looking stronger. These are my notifications here since I've got that $150,000 trade going. But truthfully, I'm looking for price targets on around 80 and 32 to 3,500 for Ethereum. And this is getting here close by, gosh, I want to say first couple weeks of November. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you guys with all sorts of finance stuff. I can talk about houses, can talk about all sorts of different stuff. But right now, that is what I'm looking at. We're up 2% for the day. And I think we've got a much bigger move happening as long as we can hit the ceiling, becomes the floor at 70,000. Come on, let's make 70,000 support. Till next time.